Kimberly Klacik, that's a name you're going to be hearing a lot more often. She's the woman running for District 7 out of Baltimore City, the same seat once held by Elijah Cummings. Details on her plans to revive the city up ahead.
The late Elijah Cummings lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda. It is an honor reserved for a select few. He became the 6th person since 1989 to lie in state and just the 3rd African American ever. His colleagues remembered him, shared memories, grieved with his loved ones, and a long line of people from near and far waited their turn to say goodbye to Elijah Cummings. CNS TV's Max Marcia has the story. Meanwhile, the conspiracy theorists are in full force after Epstein's death, and another MSNBC host is of no exception. Joy Reid used her show Saturday to suggest Attorney General William Barr was somehow involved in the death. I want to say you are maybe a vocal supporter of the president. What have you seen from a policy standpoint that you like that could be replicated into Baltimore City?
That's a great question. So no one's actually asked me that, so thank you.
And in part of that plea agreement, Gaines agreed to return the $22,000 along with imprisonment between 8 to 14 months, depending on her criminal history.
President Trump slams a print journalist over what he calls fake reporting. On Twitter today, the president said Maggie Haberman of the failing New York Times reported he was annoyed at the lack of cameras inside hospitals in El Paso and Dayton. The vaping epidemic is not winding down anytime soon. Hear about what the government is trying to do to help in tackling those 28 recent deaths. I'll have that story up next. President Trump takes aim at his former communications director who made headlines this week for calling the president's trip to Texas and Ohio a catastrophe. I am standing outside Tiber Hudson Apartments, a senior citizen community where Thanksgiving is all year round. Baltimore City is overwhelmingly Democratic. There hasn't been a Republican mayor since the 1960s. And you're running in District 7. There hasn't even been a faction of Republicanism since 1837, so about 2 centuries. So how do you expect voters who are on the fence to switch over maybe and to even consider a Republican running in that district?